Namaste. Welcome to part 2 of the explanations on Chandogya Upanishad, whereby we are covering the story of Svetaketu Aruneya. Having given the basic understanding of the primarily created beings, the Devatas, fire, water and earth, and about the Jivatma entering into the generated tripartite beings, and how a truly learned man sees the internal truth in any given form of creation. Now, in this second out of the 4 parts, we are going to see how Rishi Uddalaka Aruneya explains to his son Svetaketu Aruneya about each of the individual tripartite beings in turn becoming the tripartite or threefold when they reach man. And therefore, the theme of this second part of the series of videos with respect to Chandogya Upanishad is the TAT-SVAM-ASI. Going further with the science of Trivikarana, which are Tejas, Up and Anna. Tejas is heat, Up is water and Anna is food. Rishi Uddalaka in Chandogya Upanishad continued explaining to the realization of the ultimate truth to the fresh scholar, his son Svetaketu Aruneya, as follows. Food is a form of earth. When food is eaten, it becomes threefold. The middle portion is eatable. The subtle portion becomes the manas or the mind, and the grossest portion is excreted. Similarly, water when drunk becomes threefold. The middle portion becomes blood. The grossest portion remains as water, which is again excreted, and the subtle portion becomes prana or breath. The tapas or the element of fire in oil and clarified butter, which we call as ghee, when eaten becomes threefold. The middle portion becomes the marrow. The grossest portion becomes the bones. And the subtle portion becomes vak or speech. When curd is churned, the fine particles rise up to become butter. When food is consumed, the fine particles rise upwards to become the mind. And when water is drunk, it rises upwards to become prana or life. In another angle of viewing, the mind is of earth. That is, we associate the mind to be the element earth. The breath is of water and speech is of fire. Of course, we use the term fiery speech. Why don't we use it as watery speech? Why is it only fire? Because the energy to speak comes from the fire energy which is produced within the body. Now, Svetaketu Aruneya, he got these concepts from his father Rishi Uddalaka Aruneya, but he wanted to know more. He wanted to have an in-depth knowledge of this scientific explanation or the concepts which was given by his father. So Svetaketu sought more explanation to this scientific concept. So the Father-Rishi gave him a practical assignment. He asked his scholar's son, Svetaketu, to not to eat anything solid for 15 days except water, drinking water, which is the embodiment of prana or life. So the scholar's son Svetaketu went off on a total fasting without eating any food except drinking water. After abiding by what the father instructed him to do, the son Svetaketu Aruneya did accordingly and came to his father on the 16th day. That means for the past 15 days he had been surviving only by drinking water, no intake of any solid food. Now Rishi Uddalaka asked Svetaketu to recite the Vedas. In the first part of the series of 4 videos, we had seen that at the initial stage, after coming from the Gurukula, Svetaketu flaunted in front of his father, Rishi Uddalaka Aruneya, that I know all these Vedas. He boasted and so started reciting the several verses of Vedas very fluently. Now, after 15 days of total fasting without intake of any solid food and surviving only on water, Rishi Uddalaka asked Svetaketu to recite the Vedas, whatever he boasted once. Now, Svetaketu could not remember any of the verses. So, Rishi Uddalaka, the father, asked him to consume some food and come back and recite the verses. Svetaketu went and had his food, and after having food, he came. Now he felt that he could recall the Vedic verses and started reciting them one after the other. Now, Rishi Uddalaka explained that the human body is 16-fold. See how scientific the explanations are, the Upanishad is. By consuming only water, the body survived with life, that is prana, on one part. It was only after eating food that the mind became active, mind which is the earth element, became active to remember the learnings and to recall whatever he has learned, and the subsequent heat generated after eating food within the body, it generated the vak, which is the speech. Having demonstrated the Mahavakya of TAT-SVAM-ASI, which is nothing but the essentials of self-knowledge, the sage explained about the 3 central essentials of life. So after knowing what the elements earth, water and fire within the body enables to activate our various capacities of life, breath, the thinking power and the speech. Now the sage explains about the 3 essentials of life. What are the 3 essentials of life? Sleep, hunger and thirst. Sleep is what he terms it as swapiti. So when sleeping, the person's mind is united with the natural life or existence. The nature of hunger and thirst are interlinked in a way that when a person is hungry, it means that water has led away what he has eaten. With respect to hunger, water is the leader of food. When the water within the body is led away, a person feels hungry. So, for food to come into the body, the water is the leader. It paves way for the food. To explain it, if food is the product of the plant, the underlying cause is the water. You plant a sapling or bury a seed in the soil. Without water, the plant will not grow. For the seed to sprout, water is an essential factor. That is what is explained in the Chandogya Upanishad. To elaborately state, with food as the product, water as the cause. With water as the product, fire is the cause. So when you bury a seed in the soil, you pour water, you need sunlight for it to sprout. Sunlight is nothing but, the sun's energy is nothing but fire. So, for anything to come up, the food, which is the earth element, water is needed, and which can be activated with the help of the fire, which is the sun. And with fire as the product, existence is the cause. So maybe look into it again. With food as the product, water is the cause. With water as the product, fire is the cause. And with fire as the product, the existence is the cause. So all these things came from the existence. The initial being created all these things, and the cause is the creator. Ultimately, the root cause of hunger is existence. Similarly, when a person is thirsty, it means that fire has led away what he has drunk. So when the body gets heated up, it drains away the water content into the body. And therefore you fall thirsty and you drink water. So this is the concept, this is the scientific concept explained in Chandogya Upanishad. With respect to thirst, fire is the leader of water. To explain it, if water is the product of the plant, the underlying cause is the fire. To elaborately state, with water as the product, fire is the cause. With fire as the product, existence is the cause. Finally, the root cause of thirst is also existence. In sleep, hunger and thirst, one can trace its roots to existence. With this, the Rishi gave the picture of existence to existence journey. That is, everything came from existence, from the initial being, and it goes to existence, which is the again back to the creator, the initial being itself. So the existence to existence journey of matter in the birth to death cycle as follows. Existence created the three elements: fire, water and earth. On reaching man, these three elements becomes threefold. When a person is alive, he is subjected to sleep, hunger and thirst, which are rooted to existence. When he dies, the mind, prana, that is manasa, mind, prana, life or breath, and vak, speech, They all merge with the existence. When the soul departs from the human body, his speech merges in his mind merges in the prana is merged with fire, the fire gets merged in the supreme deity emerged from the existence. This is the cycle of existence to existence. The existence is the ultimate truth, and all matters are the products of this ultimate truth. Like how a honeybee collects nectar from various trees but reduces them to one form called honey, without the distinction, we would say the distinct identities of the trees or the flowers from which it has collected the nectar. In the fluid honey, similarly, when living entities of any form, say it be lion, worm or mosquito, when the living entity dies, their universal souls reach the ultimate truth or existence. Like how the rivers flow from east to west to drain the water in the ocean. From the ocean, water evaporates to pour down as rain, to flow as rivers in the south, in another region, which again meets the ocean, and the cycle continues without knowledge what their form was or will be, as river, as ocean, water vapor or rain. Similarly, the souls that emerge from the initial being, which is the ultimate truth, takes the varied forms and then go back to the truth itself. Again, it comes from the truth, take another form, then go back to the truth, and the cycle continues without any definite form accorded to the soul. Today I am born as a human being. Tomorrow I may be born as an animal. In my previous birth, my soul would have taken the form of a tree. Before that, it might have taken the form of a bird. The soul would have been a worm sometimes. So it may be anything. Without any definite form accorded to the soul, but only that the root cause of the soul is the ultimate truth, the existence. The soul comes from the initial being, the existence, and it goes back to the creator, the existence. On death, the form may lose its identity, but the soul never loses its identity. To explain this, Rishi Uddalaka asked Svetaketu to bring a fruit from the Nyagroda tree and break it. He asked, what is inside? To this, the Scholar-son Svetaketu replied that there were a few tiny seeds in them. The Rishi asked the son to break the seed open and asked him what was inside the seed. The son replied that there was nothing. To this, the Rishi explained that nothing, when you opened the seed, when you broke open the seed, you said that there was nothing. So that nothing inside the seed is the mighty Nyagroda tree. Similarly, the soul is and has the truth inside it. So the soul is the universal soul, which is the universal truth and is the invincible. So this is TAT-SVAM-ASI. May we meet with the explanation of the Father-Rishi Uddalaka delivering the importance of a guru in a scholar's life to his son Svetaketu Uddalaka in the third part of the 4-part series of this Chandogya Upanishad, the story of Svetaketu Aruneya. Namaste.